Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We are not robots, but we're here. We are not being controlled by AI. We still have our brain. We're in our right mind, but we got to talk about it today. The current state of AI. Woo!
So the current state of AI. Now, we talked about this. Remember, AI came out on your birthday about 2 or 3 years
It
ago.
did. It
Yeah.
craziest thing in 22, I think.
Came out, we were like, oh, what's this thing called AI? We were looking up, doing all types of
All
crazy
kinds of
stuff.
stuff playing with it.
Yeah, yeah. We've done several shows on it, but we're going to talk about the current state of AI. So
Yeah.
I look at this in three different ways. AI in education, is it or
Right.
is it not making our kids smarter or a little dumber?
Ooh.
I know. Hey, I'm just saying that. Okay, so there's education AI.
Yeah.
Now there's AI and your job.
Mm.
Okay, so you guys want to talk about AI and your job now?
Yeah.
Is AI going to replace you? Are you training AI to do your job?
To do your job.
Inquiring
Yeah.
minds
Yeah.
want to know. And
Yeah.
Leon's hit it right off.
Yeah.
Robots, education, and AI. Do
Uh,
you think?
here's the problem.
Go ahead. Go
Here's
ahead.
the problem. We've Our young people had already been soft, and we stopped reading. You know, a lot of our kids had stopped reading, and we caught up in social media and this whole thing.
Audiobooks.
And AI it just came at the right time. It's more like a perfect storm
Yes.
because it gave them a freedom and ease to be able to, hey, if I need to write a paper, I can just go home and hook up with Chat GPT and give it a couple of prompts, and it'll write my whole paper for me.
Yes.
Now, I may not know anything about it. You know, one of the things that I tell my kids is, you don't you don't just go to school to write papers. You don't just go to school to you. There's only one reason you even go to school, to learn. That's all.
But
That's all you do. You just go to school to learn.
are they
And
learning?
unfortunately, AI has given the kids, the young people, a way out of the hard
Mm.
work. We know that if you don't, I always tell my kids, you do what you have to do, so later on you can do what you want to do. And learning and doing the hard work and staying up night for, trying to come up with ideas for this paper you got to have in tomorrow morning. That's doing what you have to do. Well, because they don't do that now, they're not getting any of the benefits from it. And so AI is stealing their minds
Yes.
because they can't focus, they can't concentrate on anything. They're flicking TikToks, they're jumping between TikTok and Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and Pinterest. They're flicking. And even when they get to these sites, they can't stay there and watch a whole video. They can only watch
Mm.
so much time. So AI has hurt us as it relates to our young people and education.
Mm.
And but let me just say this about AI. On the adult side, and for people who are educated already and are starting to use AI as a tool, it's incredible. It is incredible. It gives you an opportunity to do much more things. Like you and I both, we work in IT. And as a tool, it allows me to do programming. It allows me to create sites. It allows me to do all these different things that I could do without AI, but it would be time prohibitive.
Mm.
But now I can bring up a site for SharePoint. I can create it and customize it through AI. I could write a program, create an app that I may need for the job for my clients. Uh, It does it almost instantly within a matter of seconds. I mean, AI has changed the way that we see the world and the way that we work. So there's pluses and minuses. What is your viewpoint on
Ooh,
AI?
I tell you, man,
Yeah.
you gonna have to take glass off for this one. I'm just telling you, because this is rough. So, from children's perspective, I think AI has hurt the kids because school now are saying, "Hey, oh, you don't know how to read? No problem. Toggle on the accessibility feature and let the computer read to you."
Oh,
Now, think about that. Now, that's basically saying you don't have to learn how to read.
you don't?
Depend on technology, AI, computer to read for you. Oh,
Yep.
since we don't do cursive anymore, and since we
Oh,
don't write, oh, text to speech, speech to text. Turn on that and talk to the computer. Let it write for you. And they're doing this to kids 8 years old, 9, 10. So think about if you have an 8-year-old who never learned how to read, and does that till he goes ready to graduate. He's never
oh,
gonna know how to read. So I think for the children, I think it's horrible. Now for adults, I think it's actually great. Like you said, for
yeah.
educated adults, I do. I think if you're using it to enhance your productivity or to enhance things that you know how to do to help you do it faster,
Yeah.
I'm all for it. Now, my problem is what happened to those adults who don't know nothing? Oh,
Ooh,
no, you, we talked about this. What happened to
yes.
those adults who don't know anything about technology? You're 22. They're saying use this computer. You have no idea. You ain't getting a job because now all the jobs are requiring you to be able to do something and have the computer help you do it.
If this is where we're at today,
Yes.
I want you to bring out your crystal ball and tell me what 5 years look like.
And
Twenty,
see,
30.
you know what?
What does 20, what does it look like?
You know what? You know what? You just hit on the next one talking about your job in AI. Because in 5 years, our everything that we're doing today, we are training AI to do our job.
That's
So in
right.
5 years, the crystal ball goes out there. There's going to be one person who pushes a button, and we will all fight for that job to push the button. We're training AI now. If you're
I
using
agree.
Chat GPT at your job, if you're using Gemini, if you're using Copilot, you
Yeah.
are training it to do your
To do your job right now.
job. If you don't have a way to make money on another stream of income that don't depend on technology, you jacked up.
The only jobs that would be viable jobs is labor intensive type jobs. Like if
Yes.
you like carpenters and electricians and
Electricians.
plumbers and stuff like that. Well, hold on. People don't even know how to do things with their hands. I mean, people can't even change a tire. We don't even change our oil anymore. What?
You said it. Robots. Robots. Some of the McDonald's right now, when you go through the drive-through, that's an AI robot taking your order.
Well, my question is, we know from when we were growing up that those jobs like that are the ideal jobs for our young people
Yes.
to learn how to work. This is how they
Exactly.
get their foot in the door
Yes.
on their first jobs and stuff like that.
Yes. You're correct.
Well, if those jobs are taken by AI, where do they learn how to work? Where do they learn? What are they
They
doing?
they don't.
Hold on.
That's the thing. They
But they
don't.
but they have to do something.
That's that's the
Where
problem.
are the young people at?
That's the problem. They don't. If you as a parent, basically, if you don't have your own company or your own business, they don't.
So
I mean,
this
think
this
about it. The
yeah.
ideal of you going through, okay, let's say, your daughter. The idea of her going to having a job in a mall or at a dress store or whatever for girls. 5 years from that's gone.
You see, Forever 21 is shutting down.
Yes. You may have an outlet, very small, maybe one person, maybe two, who basically you go in there to pick up. It basically become an Amazon. you go there and pick up the package and drop it.
But for that one job,
yes,
there's going to be 1,000 people applying.
1,000 kids. I mean, you remember you lived in the city. Remember how many city programs they had every summer? It was a big push. Oh, let's create 1,000 jobs for the kids in the inner city.
Yep.
That's gone. You can't find 1,000 jobs because guess what? Instead of them, you have now senior citizens trying to get that job a teenager was doing.
Oh.
That is true. I saw a barista. She had to be 65.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking, you standing up all day? Yeah. You're standing up all day? You 65, 66, 67? I know your knees hurt. I know your back hurt. I know your feet hurt.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious. And you're up there 8 hours?
But they have to because Medicaid, Social Security cut. You have to.
Look at Home Depot.
Oh, come on.
Come on now. You go to Home Depot. How many 20-somethings or 15, 18? You don't see that. Everyone you
No,
see
you don't actually. You don't.
No. They 40, 50, 60. That concrete is no joke.
You hit that right on the head. You hit it right on the head. I mean, that's so true.
That concrete is not forgiven.
No.
If you got, I mean, and think you had a knee replacement and you stayed on that concrete for 8 hours.
Oh, come on. Come on.
You see what I'm saying?
My knee hurt right now.
So yeah. So now, 5 years now, you got the robot. Ain't no more pets. What's a pet? What's a dog? What's a cat? That's a luxury. That's a luxury item.
Years ago, I used to talk about how there were only going to be the rich and the poor. And people would tell me, oh, no, there's always going to be a middle class. Well, no, not really. Because AI, as we talk about it today, AI is getting rid of middle management. AI, you don't need these managers. You got AI, and a lot of the people that they used to manage are going to be gone because AI is doing their jobs. And so, like you said, it'll just be one person. When it used to take a whole office, you can have one or two people.
You have 8,
and they'll work from home.
Put you in the button.
They'll push the button.
George Jetson. That's what he used to do. Meet George Jetson. He would get up and he would do all that, roll in to push the button. And now,
actually, with AI, you don't even have to push the button.
AI is watching to see if you are productive or not. I know your brother, sister passed away. I know your mom. AI don't care about that. AI don't care that you got a problem. AI care, did you work my 8 hours? Did you push the keyboard? AI want to know.
Well, this is where we're going with this system where they're going to have you, because people are not going to be able to work. Yeah. And because there's not going to be jobs, you're going to, I forget what they call it, but this is where you're going to have this card. And you're going to get paid. It's like aid, basically. And you're going to get this card and you're going to get money on it to live. and that's how you're going to live. And but because you don't have a job, you still got to eat and stuff like that. But you're going to be at the bare minimum.
Yes.
And you know they've already perfected this card in China because they don't deal with any money. Everything is on this card, and so we're going to have that card as well. And Elon has already talked about it, giving everybody a national income, and what this will do also with this national income is that it'll make sure that you're never rich, that you'll never be able to rise up because with this card, with this you'll never be able to invest in stocks, you'll never be able to do anything. You'll never be able to start your own business. This money will be just enough so you can survive. And so without a middle class, then everybody else is the
Yeah.
rich.
Yeah. Yeah.
And AI will control everything else.
Yes.
If you lucky, you can be a butler or a waiter,
He said,
or if you lucky, because that's where we're going.
yeah. Yes.
That's where you're
And I
going.
also see 10, 20 years where the mega companies own everything. The
They've already
Microsofts, the
started.
Googles, the Amazons, the Facebooks, the state of AI guys. You took the genie out the bottle with
Yeah,
AI. And since you took the genie out the bottle, it's hard to put the genie back into the bottle.
yeah.
Because if we told people they couldn't use AI, if they shut off ChatGPT today, folks will lose it.
But you know, one thing that we haven't even talked about, and that is generative AI.
Yes.
When it
Yes.
starts talking to itself, you know, they had an instance a few weeks ago when they was doing some testing, and there were two AIs because you know you can have them talking to each other, you know, where you can actually hear it, and the two AIs start speaking in a language to each other that we can't understand. And so that was very strange. And they shut it down. But they started speaking to each other in a different language.
Yeah.
And so when generative AI comes and it's able to communicate, they've already started it when they started talking about first they started doing the agents that can go out and do different jobs. But then they went into the operators.
Yes.
And the operator AIs are able to not only communicate with other ones and to be able to do complex tasks by communicating with another AI. Once they start communicating on their own, which they're trying to do now, how long is it before AI realize that we're the weak link and it doesn't need us? I don't know. Have you been looking at these robots that they're developing? Oh my goodness. These robots are just so high level. Hey, did you ever see that movie I Robot with Will Smith? Yeah,
No. This is actually like
I know. I
yes.
know.
It's the 3 law of robotics.
But
That's like the first law.
the
Yes.
problem
Yes.
with that is the
Yes.
problem with that is the reason that you and I are in IT is because if it's man-made, we know it'll break.
Yes.
We can't make anything perfect. We can't do it. And so no matter what the law is,
Yes.
we're going to have a problem because we can't make anything that's perfect.
Yes. And so everyone is trying to figure out how to make this an overriding law that the machine can't override. And that's the challenge. That's where everyone has a problem with.
No, I'm going to tell you the problem. So I think they calculated that AI right now has something like 100 IQ or something like that. Within like 6, 7 months, it's going to have like 180 IQ. This is in months.
Mhm.
How are we going to outsmart something with 400 IQ? Think about that. That's not even
Oh,
logical.
Yeah.
That's not logical. How that whole thing is going to work? It's not logical to think if it's growing like this so far as intelligence. How do you think we're going to outthink it?
That's why everyone's scared of Elon getting access to the computers. Because if he put his own XAI into the system, now XAI, he got the back door. He can control all that. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
Well,
he
guys,
can control all that.
guys,
Yeah,
hey, the state of AI, we are gonna come back, hit you up with some more stuff. And what? Thank you guys for watching. What?
Now what's happening? Yeah.
So the good thing is that I was